Hi, Kim Torrance, and I wanted to share with you some ideas that I've been contemplating as of late. Maybe it's not as of late, maybe I'm just finally putting some words to them. And it's this idea of duality, right? You can't have one thing without another, or else you wouldn't know it existed, right? It's like a one-sided coin, it's not possible. So to know bad, you also have to understand good, and vice versa. To know good, you have to understand bad. To know peace, then you'll probably have some angst, right? Turmoil. To understand rest, there needs to be activity, right? And then there's by exploring one side or the other, you'll have a deeper understanding of the reverse. Take this, like in a yoga class. Let's say you start out in Shavasana. Are you going to just totally drop off into that Shavasana, into a deep meditation in the beginning? Maybe. Maybe. Kind of depends where you are mentally. But imagine now you're working through an entire practice, right? You've kind of explored the body from within and without. You're stretching, you're balancing, you're back bending, you're forward bending. You're doing all of that. And then by heating the body up with your breath, and then you finally make your way down to Shavasana. How much more capacity for rest does your body have? Right? So there's that exploration. And then there's something else that helped me go a little bit deeper, which was the duality of there's a yoga sutra. It's called Sthira Sukham Asana. And essentially, it's a combination of sthira being the structure of the posture, right? The steadiness, you're creating structure. And then the ease, which is the sukham, right? And that ease can come through breath or whatever. But it's the combination of two that finds you in a asana, or a good space, right? Like in a good seat. So imagine this. Like you're standing in Tadasana, or just a standing posture. Maybe you're even at the grocery store. You don't have to be in a yoga class to understand this concept. You're standing at the grocery store. Imagine opening up your feet to the floor and just feel yourself melt into your feet, kind of like you were on a subway train. And the subway was about to move and go fast, but there was nothing for you to hold on to. So how do you find steadiness there? How do you move your body? How do you take a breath? How do you ground into the earth so that you're not going to bump into that guy, right? So think about getting into your feet that way. And then get taller through the crown of your head. Right now, you're exploring two different forces on the body. That grounding sensation and the lift of the crown, right? You're having that exploration, those two forces in the body at the same time. It's interesting to think about, right? But now you're creating these two different forces, the lift of the crown and the grounding of the feet, right? You're rooting and you're rising. Root to rise, right? And then in between you create space. And in that space, you put the breath, you put the prana, the chi, right? That life force, that energizing feel. So you've got the duality, the upward lift, and the grounding root. And then in the space between, there's peace. You're creating ease. The structure comes from positioning yourself in an aligned place. And then there's that sthira, right, that gets your alignment there, the structure, so that now when you go to breathe, there's few obstructions there. Now that breath can flow easily through the body. That space you created for the ease is because of the activity. So now you've got activity and ease, rest and activity. And I believe that it's that exploration of duality, by understanding good and evil, anger and compassion, right? Separation and connectedness. By finding the space, understanding the two extremes, and then settling somewhere in between, that's peace. It's not by denying something or desiring something else, right? That's what yogis talk about when they're talking about non-attachment. Because if there's something in your path that you desire, you'll move toward that. You'll move toward that which you desire. And that which you don't, you'll be averse to. The problem with being averse to something and desiring another thing, it's going to mitigate your day. It's going to mitigate your life. Because when the thing that you don't desire falls into your path, and now you want to push it away, now you're struggling. But if you can understand through that adversity, peace, now there's ease. There's less struggle. You just are. If you'd like to explore some of these ideas further, give me a message, send me a comment or a suggestion. I'd love to talk with you. Hope you have a great day.